Finally! You don't know how worried I was for you and Gilar. After I heard about the murder in the Outlaws' Refuge, all I could imagine was you and my agent lying in a ditch somewhere. I don't suppose you learned more about Margus's plans. That corresponds with what I was able to determine, and I'm sure it's somehow related to the legends of Bilakar. But what happened to you and Gilar after you left the Outlaws' Refuge? Were you able to track down Margus? What an excellent specimen. But see this opening on the back of the statue? A cavity. But whatever was stored inside it is missing. It looks like Margus Darius continues to remain one step ahead of us. Curse his arrogant eyes. Only one conclusion makes sense. Margus seeks the golden skull of Bilakar. Whatever was inside the idol could lead him right to it. A worry for later. Right now, know that Cyrodiilic Collections appreciates your help. Take this with our thanks. All right, time to get back to work. We need to figure out how to keep Margus Darius from finding the golden skull of Bilakar before we do. The survival of Cyrodiilic Collections depends upon it, not to mention Murkmire, maybe all of Blackmarsh. Depends on the source, but all the legends indicate that the skull contains powerful magic, not to mention a curse that could destroy Murkmire. I shudder at the very notion of someone like Margus or the Blackguards getting their hands on it. We need to follow the trail. Whatever Margus found inside the idol, he's going to need Argonian experts to help him decipher it. Talk to Gilar. He knows a few local Argonians with knowledge of Murkmire. That's who Margus will seek out as well. Gilar's down by the water working on his boat. He should be able to point you to the Argonians most likely to possess the knowledge that Margus needs. Get to them and find out what Margus questioned them about. As much as Margus desires Argonian antiquities, he doesn't really know that much about them. He's going to need help making sense of whatever he found inside the idol. For that, he'll turn to the most knowledgeable Argonians he can find. I just read about this in the Legends of Blackmarsh. The skull is a fabled relic, said to contain the power of the Argonian sorcerer Bilakar. According to the book, the skull vibrates with arcane energy and carries a terrible curse. Cyrodiilic Collections wants to find the skull so we can return it to Blackmarsh, perhaps to make it the centerpiece of our proposed museum. Margus. I'm beginning to think he wants to utilize its power in some kind of arcane ritual. Well, it is a cursed skull, and Bilakar practiced the dark arts, so not a particularly good ritual, I imagine. The legend says the curse spells the doom of Murkmire. I don't think we can afford to take any... Cyrodiilic Collections was started by my sister Famia and I. The goal of our society is to find and recover Argonian antiquities that were removed from Blackmarsh and return them to the Argonian people. We have a deep and abiding respect for the Argonian culture. Well, more of a fascination, really. Plus, every success builds our reputation. That's the key. To fame and fortune. Success garners attention, and attention attracts benefactors. That means more gold to use to equip expeditions and purchase antiquities from collectors. And eventually, it means we'll have enough gold to open our museum. Margus Darius was a member of our society who betrayed our trust. He stole our research and used it to beat us to some choice relics. His true goal appears to be the golden skull of Bilakar. With the help of the Blackguards, he might just find it. The Blackguards are a deadly gang of thugs from Blackmarsh. The gang consists mostly of Argonians, and is rumored to have been formed by escapees from Black Rose Prison. They're crude, hateful, and have no regard for the sanctity of history.
The cursed skull scares the wind out of my sails, and that's a fact. Does Concordia have more work for us to do? Why didn't I think of that? The Blackguards are sure to harass anyone they think can help them decipher the clues that lead to the cursed skull. I can think of 5 or 6 knowledgeable Argonians right here in Shadowfen. Here, you check on the Argonians on this list, and I'll go check on a few others. Meet me back here after you're done, and we can compare notes. Just be careful. If the blackguards found them, there's a good chance they're keeping an eye on them.